Are you overwhelmed by the never-ending supply of depressing bad news? Well, let's refuel our tanks with 7 recent positive stories. This is Giddy News for the month of April 2023. United States cancer death rate falls 33% since 1991 is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Jacqueline Howard with CNN, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. The American Cancer Society reported that the rate of people dying from cancer in the United States has continuously declined over the past 3 decades for a total of 33% since 1991, saving an approximate 3.8 million lives. This is especially welcome news as the U.S. cancer death rate had previously risen during most of the 20th century, largely due to an increase in lung cancer deaths related to smoking. The report attributes this progress due not just to a decrease in overall smoking, but also to improvements in cancer treatment and an increase in early detection. Researchers also pointed to HPV vaccinations as connected to reductions in cancer deaths because HPV infections can cause cancer, and vaccinations have been linked with a decrease in new cancer cases. Among women in their early 20s, there was a 65% drop in cervical cancer rates from 2012 through 2019, which follows the time when HPV vaccines were put into use. Ernest Hawk, Vice President of Cancer Prevention and Population Sciences at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center, stated that the new report demonstrates important and consistent advances against cancer. New innovation leads to environmentally friendly solar cells is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Sajiv De Silva, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. Perovskite is a type of mineral that has a distinctive crystal structure and significant attention in recent years due to the potential applications in various fields. And now scientists from the Nanyang Technological University have found an effective, stable, and environmentally friendly perovskite solar cell as a low-cost, high-efficiency alternative to traditional silicon solar cells. Perovskite solar cells are produced from several layers of materials, including a perovskite layer that harvests light together with a capping layer. The capping layer is overlaid onto the perovskite layer to guard the solar cell from atmospheric factors like heat and moisture, and to boost the performance of the cell. Even though the production of perovskite solar cells is more economical and has enhanced efficiency, its commercial manufacturing has not yet materialized. Dr. Ye Sin-yun, research fellow from the NTU, School of Physical and Mathematical Sciences, and a lead researcher on the project, explained, "One of the biggest drawbacks of using perovskite solar cells is their impact on the environment. But by enabling zinc and other non-toxic metals to be used in the capping layer, our innovation potentially solves a major obstacle that prevents the widespread use of perovskite solar cells." New Mexico dog missing for 7 years found 1,700 miles away walking down South Carolina Road is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Kelly Bender with People, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. A dog who went missing in 2015 in Farmington, New Mexico, turned up in Travelers Rest, South Carolina. A Travelers Rest resident named Jennifer was sitting on her porch one rainy evening when she spotted a limping dog on the road near her home. Jennifer stated, "My first thought was, I need to take him to the emergency vet and get him checked for a microchip." Jennifer followed through on her intuition, and the dog did have a microchip, but the owner linked to the dog, whose name is Nugget, lived almost 2,000 miles away in Farmington, New Mexico. Jennifer texted the phone number provided as the owner's contact on the microchip and reached Jesse Springer. Springer was shocked to hear that her beloved dog, who went missing over 7 years ago, had turned up alive. The Carolina Loving Hound Rescue worked with Jennifer and Springer to reunite the owner with Nugget, who is now 16 years old, by covering Springer's flight to South Carolina. Texas researchers use okra to remove microplastics from wastewater is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Tara Mazula McKay with Southern Living, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. Many think of okra as a vegetable for deep frying, throwing into a pot of gumbo, or stewing with tomatoes. But thanks to a new study out of Tarleton State University in Fort Worth, Texas, the pods are now being seen in an entirely new light. The researchers discovered that food-grade plant extracts from okra have the power to remove microplastics from wastewater. Currently, the majority of microplastics are removed by adding flocculants, which are sticky chemicals that attract microplastics, to the water and then waiting for them to form large clumps that sink to the bottom where they are removed. The problem here is that other substances may bind to them that could potentially be toxic or harmful to the body. Additionally, some of the substances used as flocculants can become toxic under certain conditions. However, the recent study found that the same polysaccharides that cause okra to leave a sticky substance on your fingers when cutting and to turn slimy when added to heat can also make great flocculants. The study found that polysaccharides from okra and fenugreek were best for removing microplastics from ocean water, while a combination of okra and tamarind worked best for fresh water. Additionally, plant-based flocculants can be implemented easily in existing water treatment facilities. Tiny data center used to heat public swimming pool is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Zoe Kleinman with BBC News, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. BBC News recently revealed that an increasing number of public swimming pools have closed since 2019, with rising energy costs cited as a significant reason. Sean Day, who runs the Exmouth Leisure Centre, said he had been expecting the center's energy bills to rise by £100,000 this year. But now, heat generated by a washing machine-sized data center is being used to heat the center's swimming pool and is expected to save them those thousands of pounds. The data center was provided to the council-run center free of charge by startup Deep Green, who charges its regular clients to use its computing power for artificial intelligence and machine learning. Deep Green founder Mark Bjornsgaard said the company would also refund the leisure center's electricity costs for running the digital boiler. The solution also addresses the issue that data centers have with getting rid of the tremendous amount of heat that they generate, which is a costly problem for them. Bjornsgaard stated, "What we've done is taken a data center to where the heat is useful." And now 7 other England pools have signed on to the mutually beneficial program. Mom describes shock of winning $2 million jackpot after paying for daughter's cancer treatment is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Good Morning America, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. A Florida woman who spent her life savings helping her daughter beat breast cancer is now a millionaire. 74-year-old Geraldine Gimblett of Lakeland, Florida, bought a winning lottery ticket exactly 1 day after Gimblett's daughter completed her final treatment for breast cancer. The $10 ticket was a $2 million winner for Gimblett and was the last available ticket that the store had of her favorite scratch-off game. When Gimblett claimed the prize at the lottery's headquarters in Tallahassee, she did so alongside her daughter and granddaughter. Gimblett's daughter, Laurencia Jackson, said she was shocked to learn her mom had won the lottery just 1 day after Jackson rang the bell at a local hospital, signifying the end of her breast cancer treatment. Gimblett said that using her life savings to pay for Jackson's cancer treatment came naturally to her as a mother. "I really didn't think about it," she said. "I just did what I had to do." A living pantry. How an urban food forest in Arizona became a model for climate action is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Samuel Gilbert with The Guardian, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. Dunbar Spring is a neighborhood near downtown Tucson, Arizona that's unlike any other in the city. Its unpaved sidewalks are lined with native food-bearing trees and shrubs fed by rainwater diverted from city streets. One single block has over 100 plant species, including native goji berries, desert ironwood with edamame-like seeds, and tuberosa bushes with cucumber-flavored flowers. This urban food forest began almost 30 years ago, and it provides food for residents, roughage for livestock, and a relieving canopy shade. "We're creating a living pantry," said Brad Lancaster, resident and co-founder of the Dunbar Spring Neighborhood Foresters Organization, which planted the urban food forest. Dunbar Springs Urban Food Forest began in September 1996 when residents gathered for a community-wide tree planting event. Since then, neighborhood foresters have planted more than 1,700 trees and thousands more understory plants. For Lancaster, surviving and thriving in an increasingly hot and dry world will require dramatic and necessary changes to how we live. He stated, "We need to adapt ourselves and our practices in a way that doesn't just serve us, but the living systems that allow us to be here." All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Giddy News. And if you have a positive news story that you'd like for me to share, please include a link in the comments down below. And until next time, take care of yourself, and thanks for watching.